Bonjour, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my NHL 22 franchise mode here in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, year number 1 regular season as GM of the Montreal Canadiens. That's right! Episode number 1, technically. Thank you for all the support on episode 0. I listened to a bunch of your suggestions, and now GM Thumbs can finally take his rightful place as the leader of this organization and making the Canadiens a dynasty once again. Once again, we want to be legends. So I listened to a lot of your suggestions, and we did add a couple of prospects. Now, I looked at the Montreal Canadiens organizational depth, and I added 2 major prospects, and we're going to talk about them right now. We're starting things off hot. Let me go to in the system. Yes, let's go to, I think it would be potential-wise. So, the first guy we're going to talk about is from the NCAA. He lit it up the previous year, 101 points. He led his league. Sean Farrell, I believe it's Farrell, right? Farrell, right? That's how it's pronounced. Wouldn't be a 3 thumbs up episode without me being wrong about name pronunciation. But this kid is dynamite. The reason I gave him a low elite is because medium top 6 with all those X factors, and he is, if you look at him, he is one of the strongest players from his draft class, and he slipped down the rankings. He was drafted like 120 something overall, and the Canadiens got something good with Sean Farrell. So I did the due diligence, and he is currently unsigned, but in this game, if you leave guys unsigned, putting them into the regular season, it sort of messes up contracts and all that. So I gave him a 4-year deal because he's not going to be signed until the end of this regular season. So I gave him the extra year. So he's actually, it makes sense. It makes sense. And he might not grow. Sometimes medium or low elites, sometimes they don't grow. But this is one of the Canadiens' best prospects. The other guy is Jordan Harris. I believe he's also in the NCAA, lighting things up as a defenseman. This is a controversial player on the Canadiens because there is a very likely chance that he explores his options in free agency. So what we're going to do is we might spin a wheel when it comes to the re-sign phase if he decides to come back to this team or not. He's on a 1-year deal because this game is completely broken. So I gave him 0 years, but he actually has 1 year. He's an RFA at the end of this year, but it is his right because it has been 3 years since he was drafted in 2018. 28? Was he drafted? Wow. God damn, I'm old. So Jordan Harris, that is the big controversial player on this team, but he is the most NHL ready prospect that we have. The other guy that we have to talk about is Monday Night Wah. Joshua Wah from the QMJHL. I was convinced to upgrade him. Not because I dislike Joshua Wah. I have a lot of distaste for the Montreal Canadiens, and they are my favorite team, so I might have been really mean to the entire organization and not given right potentials here or there because they make me mad. But I think I did a good job going over it again. Joshua Wah, he is lighting it up in the QMJHL. His scouting report, unbelievable. I was convinced by Alexei Petrangelov to make him one of our better prospects, and he's a French Canadian. He could be the future of this team one day, so let's hope he grows into something good. Yolinen was, I think he wasn't upgraded, but he's a solid prospect for us. The other guy, Jan Misak. He was upgraded. I was also convinced by you guys, my assistant GMs, to upgrade a couple of our prospects because we don't have a whole lot of depth prospects, but we have an abundance of solid things. I said last episode we didn't have oomph, but we have a little bit of oomph. We have half of it. Well, that didn't sound right. But this is the way we're starting off this episode because I have to set the ground rules. The next thing I have to talk about is we are limited by the game's ability to, not have injured players at the start of the season, or because COVID's a thing and you can't really transfer that to a game. But the major thing with the Canadiens this year is that Carey Price is not playing for mental health reasons, so he's taken a lot of the season off. We're not going to do an entire regular season in one episode. We're going to take our sweet time. This is going to be a series that is every other day, alongside St. John's and the Atlanta Thrashers franchise modes. So I had a decision to make. Carey Price, what do we do with him? He is really the tilting point. He is the center of this organization, and he is not in the NHL to start things off. So I decided I'm convinced that if Carey Price was playing right now for the Canadiens, the 7-24-4 Canadiens, whatever they are, they're so bad. I decided he's going to take his time in the AHL, at least a couple of months, and then I'll leave it. We can spin a wheel. We can spin a wheel to see if he decides to come back in season or not. This is the AHL squad. We're really going to pay attention to it this year because Jan Misak, Farrell, he is playing in the NCAA, but in this game, I can't not play him in the AHL. So he's going to be here, top line time. Fantastic. Cam Hillis is another guy to watch out for. Defensively, we got a lot of prospects in the AHL. Norlinder, you have Caden Gooley, who I did give X Factors to. He was, captain of Team Canada. There are people that dislike him. There are people that really like him, and I'm right in between. So we gave him those X Factors. He might not perform, though. So it's really up to him and himself. He, himself, and him is the only guy that can pull himself up by his bootstraps and become an NHL player. So those are the two big defensive prospects to watch out for there in the AHL. And then obviously Carey Price down there because I can't leave him as a scratch player, and I know Morale's going to mess him up. So I'm hoping that we can bring him back at some point and maybe potentially go on a run. Now this team, not so great, but I take a step back and we're not awful. We have a lot of great pieces here. Jonathan Drouin, Tyler Toffoli, Christian Dvorak. Bleh, I don't like him. Nick Suzuki is the man. I upgraded him a tad. And then obviously Cole Caulfield. He is playing absolutely everywhere because I want him to succeed. Now, in my world as GM, I would come in and I would get rid of everything management-wise, coaching from the ground up. So Dominic Ducharme, he'd be gone. So Cole Caulfield, in my world, would be playing 20-plus minutes a night, 25, 40 minutes, who knows. So second line, Brendan Gallagher, Christian Dvorak and Toffoli. Third line, Hoffman, Paling, and Josh Anderson. Armia Pitlick, who was picked up on waivers. Picked up on waivers from the Minnesota Wild. He's probably not going to grow too much more. Solid player, though. Arturi Lehkonen and Joel Armia. That's not a bad forward core, but defensively, well, Alexander Romanov, Jeff Petrie, at least they're getting the +2, and I want Romanov to grow into a solid top 4 defenseman for us. Brett Kulak, Ben Sherratt, David Savard, and Joel Edmondson. Special teams. Well, our power play unit isn't looking too shabby. I feel like we're going to struggle to score goals unless Tyler Toffoli and Cole Caulfield both have 30-goal seasons. I doubt that's going to happen, but I feel like we are just going to struggle offensively, and this team is going to struggle. And that's why I said originally this team is this franchise mode off the start is limited by EA's lack of customization and no ability to start with injuries and all that jazz. It's 2022, and you'd think we could just have the ability to jump in at the point in the season, but no, we can't. Jake Allen and Caden Primo are the goalies because I decided to bring up Caden Primo. We did drop his potential a bit because he always grows into a stud, and that gives us the ability to have to come up with our own goalie. Scratch players, Chris Weidman, Matthew Perreault. So I'm not sure if you guys are going to like the fact that Carey Price isn't in, but it doesn't feel right for him to be in the NHL because that really changes the dynamic of the Montreal Canadiens. Now, there is another big thing that we have to address that I did talk about in the last episode. We don't have our first round draft pick, which is the only bit of hope the Montreal Canadiens fan base has. Oh. It's with the Arizona Coyotes, unfortunately, even though the Canadiens still technically have it, unless they finish above top 10. There's rules on it, so we don't have it. But this is such a deep first-year draft that we can just trade up with assets that we have. So it's not really going to be that big of an issue. Plenty of teams are going to want to trade anyways. I don't know why I pressed that button again. I'm just talking. We're already 10 minutes into the episode, and we haven't done any simulating. But what I'm going to try to do is keep these episodes 30 minutes. 30 minutes is what I'm going to try to aim for, so we're going to do a couple of months an episode. And then when we get to automatic with this team, which could be a while, it's going to be a while. With all our cap space problems, it is not going to be pretty, but it is going to be fun. So consider subscribing, consider liking, all that jazz. I hope you are ready for a wild ride. Shane Wright, Kamel, and a couple of top prospects I'm quite intrigued by. Matt Dubelitz, Bjorkstrand, Kravicek. Who knows what the draft is going to bring us? Obviously, if you look back at the Canadiens dynasties of past, they really were the first team to build through the draft and not sign free agents and, just build an organization within itself, okay? But we're going to start off the simulation. Game 1 against the Toronto Maple Leafs. I feel like I probably want to... It depends on what our record is. If we are just bad, like 0-4-1, we're so tragically terrible and there's nothing I can do, then the season will go a little quicker. But if this team has the fight that I think it can have, then we'll slow things down. So game 1 is against the Toronto Maple Leafs here at Scotiabank Arena. Game 1 of 82. Here we go. The Toronto Maple Leafs are going to... Oh, God, this is going to be a rough season, isn't it? Oh, wow, should I just... Okay, 5-2 after 20. Second period. It's going to be... Oh, yeah, okay. Well, 7-3 loss in game 1. The Leafs are very good. They're very good in franchise mode if I'm not using them, right? Because they're voodoo, but they're not voodoo if nobody's using them. Like, it's the same thing as, like, if a tree falls in the wood and nobody's around, does it actually make a sound? Sort of the same thing. Oh, this is going to be a fun series, isn't it? After game 1, not very fun. But you know what? I do have something to talk about. Shea Weber. Shea Weber is a talking point because technically he's retired, but he's not technically retired. So what we did actually do with him is send him to the ECHL, so he's not actually in franchise mode. He's offline. He's not here. Because he is not coming back to the NHL. There's no way. I'd probably say 15% chance that he comes back, but I'm not his doctor. So let's get the season going. Buffalo Sabres and New York Rangers. Let's sim 3 games. Can the Canadiens pull to 500? I don't know. And this is a really tough division. 3-2 win over the Buffalo Sabres and a 4-3 loss. So I feel this team is going to be a 500 squad. So we might win 2 in a row, lose 5, win 3 in a row. It's going to be a very shaky team, unfortunately. The draft class, I'm super excited. I sent my scouts out. They're doing their jobs. 1-3-0 to start the season. Not as bad as the Canadiens in real life. God. We do have the Carolina Hurricanes. Oh, Alexander Romanov, don't get hurt. Injuries, such a big part of the Canadiens' actual season, and there we go. Christian Dvorak, you stupid bastard, you. We have you instead of Kotkaniemi. I don't like you. What if I just go to Carolina and be like, hey, you want Dvorak? And we get Kotkaniemi back. So what we're going to have to do, damn, that is brutal. So we do beat the Carolina Hurricanes. Perreault's going to come in. He should be back right after that Detroit Red Wings game. So let's see. Moritz Seider and Lucas Raymond in their rookie season. Can we pull to 500 here? We can. A 5-1 win will pull us to 3-3 on the year. Oh, that is surprising. I didn't actually think we'd start out that nice, but I'll friggin' take it. Christian Dvorak coming to the lineup. Appreciate it, baby. After the first month, I'm going to talk about the trade block right now. No trades happen ever at the beginning of the season. So after October, we're going to chuck a couple of things on there. Seattle here on the 26th. Our first ever meeting is a 3-2 win. I was going to say 4-3 because I was looking at the record, but we're 4-3. Yeah. San Jose, wow. Season series is already over against the San Jose Sharks. Jesse Yolinen is injured in the AHL until November 22nd. That is brutal, but we do have a couple of nice scratch players down there that can just slot right in. We do lose against the San Jose Sharks. That is unfortunate. We have the LA Kings and the Anaheim Ducks before the end of October. We lose in the shootout, and the Anaheim Ducks here on the 31st of October is a 5-2 loss. So after 10 games, we're 4-5-1, about where I expected us to be. And Nick Suzuki, if we suck this season, we're probably not making the playoffs. I mean, we're 5th in the division. We're right behind a wild card spot, but we have already played 10 games on the season. Not too great for us. But yeah, let me check the stats real quick. If these are going to be relatively shorter episodes and we're going to take time with our regular season, let's check the stats, see how everybody is starting the season off. As long as Nick, Cole Caulfield, guys like that are playing well and are going to grow, I'm okay with that. Nick Suzuki, point per game. Wow. Yeah, I mean, to start off the season IRL for the Canadiens, nobody scored goals. So, the Canadiens don't really score many goals. Brendan Gallagher, if he could bring that overall up just a tad, I know he's probably my favorite player on the Canadiens right now. Depends. I dislike all of them because they make me sad. But Brendan Gallagher, 8 points in 10 games. Appreciate it. Jonathan Drouin. Okay, 8 points. Is his contract over? No, he's got 2 years left on it. 1 full season left. Mike Hoffman, 8 points. We're scoring goals? How is that? What is this? Cole Caulfield, 7 points in 10 games. I need you to grow like a weed, damn it. Christian Dvorak, 5 points in 9 games. Paling, 5 points. Josh Anderson, 4. That is a contract that we need to just, get rid of somehow. Just burn it, rip it up and burn it. Our depth isn't doing too shabby, but we're not the greatest team. We're like middle of the pack. That's what we're going to be. Jeff Petrie, 4 points. Ben Sherratt, 4. Brett Kulak, 3. Alexander Romanov, 3. Not bad, okay. Goaltending. Yeah, in the AHL, how's Carey Price doing? 926. Good to see. Is he upset? He is not upset, so he's not mad about ice time just yet. He's overall is going to dip. But my thought process is, this first year draft is really deep, and we're probably going to move up for a nice prospect. We're going to try to, get a bunch of cap space and then turn around and try to compete for a Stanley Cup with Carey Price still as an active player. That is my thought process. But while we're here, let's go on to our trading block and throw a couple of guys on there. Now, we got to part ways from some terrible contracts. First guy I'm going to chuck on there, Brendan Gallagher. Hey, no offense, Brendan. I love you, Brendan, but 6.5 for 6 years as a grinder at 84 overall, and you're already 29. Doesn't look too pretty for us. It doesn't look too great on our end. The next guy I got to chuck on there, David Savard. Like, why? God, the Canadiens had so much cap, and they just wasted it all in the offseason. Oh, God. I like you, Toffoli. I'm not gonna put you there. I mean, if anybody's willing to bite on Carey, I'll chuck him on there. And that hurts my heart to say, because I love Carey Price. He is my favorite player of all time. Jeff Petrie. God, could you bring your trade? God, 4 more we're gonna have no cap, which makes this franchise mode a whole lot different because the Canadiens fan base is a cult. It's a cult, right? The Canadiens, if there's a sports team that is close or as close as you can get to a cult, it is the Montreal Canadiens because they're voodoo and their fans do not accept losing. Even when you suck, you have to have positive things happening, like players having good years like Caulfield and Nick Suzuki. You have to be on the right path, and that's what I'm trying to do here with the Canadiens. The New York Islanders, Rem Pitlick for 2/3. Right, I'm a GM. We got to make some trades. Do I want to make trades here this soon? And Rem Pitlick, that's not a bad guy. How are you doing so far? He's got 3 points. I mean, he doesn't really fit into my top 9, and those are 2/3 from the Florida Panthers. So, and he was a waiver pickup. Those are 3 third-round selections, and we need the draft capital again. And I mean, they're a relatively good team. Do we want to give up on Rem Pitlick this soon? I mean, honestly, for 2/3, Rem Pitlick's only got a year left. And he was a waiver pickup. No offense, Pitlick, but yeah, I'm going to do that trade. Thank you for accepting, Florida. I mean, we got to bring up somebody new for that fourth line. Sucks to suck, but we're going to bring up Paquette. Yeah, Paquette. He seems like the guy. Now, he might have been the guy that slotted in for Yolanen in the AHL, so we'll have to check that. Okay, we've done no simulating. But I'm not used to doing these longer seasons. It's been a while since the days of me doing 100+ episodes for a series. So rough. That's rough. Cedric Paquette. Damn, that's unfortunate. We get a -2 on the fourth line. But Armia and Lehkonen are older players, so it really doesn't matter too much to me. So yes, he did come in there. Let's throw in you. Do I have to fix the goddamn... I gotta fix the special teams, damn it! No! Why doesn't... EA, come on, let me just slot in the player! He's right there! Like, why isn't it... I'm fine. I'm not gonna get upset. This is no reason to get upset. There's gonna be plenty of times where we blow series leads in this franchise mode for me to get mad. This is not the time to be mad. This is time to celebrate that the Canadiens have a GM thumbs. They have me. And they have you, my assistant GMs. Obviously, I want to hear your thoughts on what direction we should go, what month maybe Carey Price potentially comes back. Yes, I know our special teams in the AHL are just poodoo, but when have special teams ever helped me anyways, you know? Bork. You're no Rene Bork. You're Gabriel Bork. But I'll take it. We are here. A couple of points to start off the month of November. We're going to slow sim the game against the Rangers or the Red Wings. The Red Wings, you know what, let's do the Red Wings. The Red Wings are always a fun time. And the Canadiens always play them terribly. We lose against the Vegas Golden Knights, floating around 500. We're bound to lose five in a row eventually, right? That'll really throw the season out of whack. Calgary, Jake Evans, please stay healthy. I know you're not used to it, but that is 3 losses in a row. 5-8-2. We will slow sim the game against the Detroit Red Wings. What are we gonna do? Can we actually win a game in slow sim? Okay, first period underway against the Detroit Red Wings. Power play here. Okay, we're gonna sim the first period is 1-0. Josh Anderson's second period is going to be 1-0. When do we blow the 1-0 lead? When does that happen? There it is. Lucas Raymond scoring on Josh Anderson. Why did I say Josh Anderson? I was looking at Jake Allen. Well, see, they have the same acronym. They have the same, what is that called? Joel Armia, thanks for scoring. Acronym. Name. Initials? Initials! That's the word I was looking for. A 2-1 win over the Detroit Red Wings snaps a 3-game losing streak. Jake Allen and Nedeljkovic had fantastic games, but we came out on top. And we get the 2 points. Okay, 6-8-2. We are 5th in the division, and we're right behind a wild card spot. And we're 6 points out of first. Oh my God, the Bruins are good. We played 4 more games in the Bruins. They're 10-2-0. Holy guacamole. You know what? If we're having slower episodes, what I'm gonna do is slow sim the game against the Boston Bruins because I can. Because they're the Boston Bruins. And I hate their guts. First period, 0-0. They are the best team in the division. It's going to be 1-0 Boston after 40. Come on, boys, score a goal. Cole Caulfield on the door. Where is he? Power play Montreal. We don't score on power plays ever, so. Mike Hoffman. Mike Hoffman on Linus Ullmark, but Charlie McAvoy, boo, is going to score. It's 2-1 Boston. Power play opportunities for the Canadiens here late in the game, and the Bruins are going to win in regulation. Taylor Hall gets the empty netter. That is unfortunate. Linus? Did I say Lucas Ullmark? Linus. It's Linus Ullmark, right? Linus Ullmark. Okay, we got a couple more games here. Let's get to the end of the month. We got Pittsburgh twice. We got the Rangers, the Capitals, the Predators, the Vancouver Canucks. Okay, we get a win over the Rangers. Those always feel good. We hate the Rangers in this household. Lose against Pittsburgh. That's, okay, so we are exactly what I said we're gonna be. Jesse Jolinen. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. Bork, you get a +2 on the first line? Really? Farrell. Ooh, okay, keep growing, baby. Keep growing, baby. Yes, Jolinen, welcome back. Appreciate it, baby. Yeah, that's fine. I don't need to change much more. How is Lehkonen and Paquette gone off since? Oh, you know what? They've gotten better since Paquette came in, so I'll take it. Paling's getting better. Yeah. This is going to be a losing season. Unless we bring in a top tier, unless Connor McDavid or somebody. Well, we don't want Connor McDavid right now. It is what it is. 3 wins in a row. It's snapped by Pittsburgh. Ryan Poehling for a second and a third. I personally like how Poehling grows in these games. He can get up there if he has good statistical growth, and second round picks. If we need him, we can get him, so we're going to decline that trade offer. Christian Dvorak, I hate you! This just adds on to the fact why I dislike you, Christian. December 7th, that sucks. I don't even think I have any... Whoa! Whoa. Tomas Hertl, he's on the block. Now, we're not gonna make the playoffs. It's sort of a lost season already, but don't worry. See, if we're going to do this franchise mode lots, year 1 is going to feel like time's gone by, okay? Tomas Hertl, who wouldn't want Tomas Hertl on their team? But Joshua Waugh is the GOAT. Monday Night Waugh, as long as he's a stud. How's he doing in the QMJHL this year? He's a stud, as per usual, okay? So let's keep it going. Somebody wants Ben Sherratt. NHL GMs are stupid. Of course they would want Sherratt. We lose against the Vancouver Canucks there. That's 2 losses in a row. 10-12-2 at the end of November. You know what? Before this episode that ends, do we check the stats? Let's go a couple more weeks. Let's go a couple more weeks to just know what this team is, and the next episode, deadline, all that jazz. We'll go with the wind. We're vibing. We win off vibes alone, okay? We get 3 of a possible 4 points. Yeah, let's check in on the draft class. What is the draft class feeling like this year? We know Shane Wright is the man. Scouts. Matt, I don't want to say his last name. Somebody please tell me. He's currently being scouted. Jesper Bjorkstrand. I want all of them. I would love a Kirill Grachev. Oh my God. Kirill Grachev. You know what the Canadiens have desperately needed? A Shea Weber replacement. Like just a legit top-tier defenseman. The Canadiens haven't had that in it's been a long time. So I would definitely love to move up for a guy like that. But it all really depends on if teams are willing to trade those picks. So Matthew Perreault, 3 points in 3 games, baby. Bring up that trade value. Dvorak, you know what? I'm debating there might be other first round picks that we could trade for this year. That is a possibility. We could just trade for somebody else's first. If it's first round. See, EA last year first round picks could go. Oh my God, Jeff Petrie, Jesus. December 16th. That's rough. Just a week. Last year you could get first round picks easy peasy lemon for breezy, but this year they've gone completely backwards, and you can't ever get first round picks at the deadline. They're never going anywhere ever. So you sort of have to make it make sense. Oh my God, they want Brendan Gallagher. Okay. I mean, can Gallagher catch? He should. IRL, you should be able to get you a first. Brendan Gallagher, right? Like, any team would be happy to have him. That's a contract that I would love to get. And Armia's. That's so much money. That's $10 million. Like, just right about $10 million. That's $9.9 million that we could clear like that. And that's like a Nathan McKinnon that we could get. That always enters free agency in year like 3. Damn, for a second round pick though. Wow, that is, I mean, guys, teams are going to be interested in players like that. We have to trade them soon because they'll fall off a cliff relatively soon. We won 3 in a row, 14, 13, and 3. This team is not out of it. We are, let's see, we are 31 points. We are 1 back of the Hurricanes and 1 back of the Detroit Red Wings. So we lost 3 straight games against the Pittsburgh Penguins. God damn it. Okay, 2 more games here. Philadelphia and Boston. Jeff Petrie is fully healed. We're dealing with injuries, not at the same pace that the Canadiens are. I keep saying IRL. I gotta stop that. In real life, ha ha ha! Look at me, I'm so quirky. Ryan Poehling, look at you go. Oh, look at him go. Weidman, you came in. You're a +1 there. I'll keep that in mind. Petrie, because they're still at their overalls. They just coming off a Stanley Cup win. In this universe, they're just off a Stanley Cup win. And Bergevin is gone, and they're all gone. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Caden Gooley. God damn it. Nobody. No. No, I'm not doing it. Joel Armia for 5th? That's easy cap space to get off the block. I mean, Joel Armia, why do the Canadiens sign you to that? You aren't a bad player, but he isn't a great player. And the Coyotes, I mean, the Yotes. Hey, Coyotes, do you want to give us our first round draft pick back? I would love that. But no. I mean, we clear 3.4 for a 5th. He isn't going to get any easier. He's going to dip in overall. If we get worse, he's easily going to dip. He's not having a bad year statistically. I'm going to do that deal. Sorry, Joel Armia. So, unfortunately, Joel Armia had to part ways. We have to... The 2 most valuable things in the NHL. 1, all-star players. We do not have any of those right now. At this very point... Suzuki and Cole Caulfield are the only 2 guys on this team that have the potential to be that. Like superstar, like game changer. The second most important thing in the NHL is cap space. Cap space is so important. I want to be able to utilize that when I want to. Okay, we lose 2 in a row there. We're 14, 14, and 3. The Boston Bruins, who are fantastic this year. We get a point out of them, but we are slowly falling back. I still feel like we could go on a run. We got the New York Islanders here, and we're going to end it on January 1st. The New York Islanders, come on. 1-0 shutout win. We got games against the Rangers. We lose in regulation. Let's just go to the end of the year. I guess the month, but whatever. The New Jersey Devils, come on, rebound. 4-3 shootout loss. Tyler Toffoli. I like you, Tyler Toffoli. I think we can get more than a second-round pick for you. That's about a second round pick, but that's about probably what we could get. Whoa, teams. Okay, teams are interested in Gallagher. They are calling for Gallagher. They are calling, so that's going to be an easy contract to move, okay? Carolina, okay, so not a great end to the month. We are 15, 16, and 6. There are a couple things I want to know. Okay, who is leading this team in points? Nick Suzuki, Slick Nick, Propane Man, whatever you want to call him. Leading this team in points. That is very much appreciated. Jonathan Drouin is second in points. Maybe he could fetch us something. Mike Hoffman, 26. Brendan Gallagher, 24. Cole Caulfield, 23. Yeah, I'm happy. I mean, we're scoring. I mean, I think that's why we're in it, right? Everybody's contributing quite well to this organization, and I appreciate it. Jeff Petrie, 14. Brett Kulak, 13. He's the best defenseman on this godforsaken core. Alexander Romanov, that's fine. Joel Edmondson, yeah, oh god, they're so bad. Goaltending. Caden Primo in his 10 games has not been too shabby. I know it says he's a minor starting goalie, but, you know, if we go to the AHL. Hey, Carey Price. He's got a 9-10 in the AHL. What is this game? Is he upset? He's not upset about ice time. I thought he would be upset. He is probably going to dip in overall this offseason. No teams have called on him. That's $10 million. What time do you want me to bring Carey Price back? Do we wait until the end of the season? Is it more likely that he comes back at the beginning, fresh, brand new year next year as a starting backup goaltender, whatever we feel like? Or do we bring him back February, March, somewhere around then? Okay, we're not going to check the entire league. We're going to leave that as a mystery until the end of the year, but this team's not great. We're not a great team. We're middle of the pack, as I assumed we were going to be, 15, 16, and 6. Oh, the draft class is the only thing that can save us, even though we don't have our first round draft pick. That's where I'm going to leave it, though. This is where I'm going to leave this episode. 37 minutes. Hopefully I can edit that down just a tad, just a wee bit, because we haven't accomplished too much. We haven't done too much. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this one, please leave a like, leave a comment, share this with people who you think manage the sort of thing. I will see you back in the 2021-2022 regular season with the Montreal Canadiens. Ciao.